The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNCnow.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Born out of passion, we are the community that helps you be the new you. I am Reggie Yu, streaming live from Metro Manila, Philippines, and we will be joined shortly by Donalito Bales Jr. in Melbourne, Australia. You are watching TNC PressCon, the book launch of Galà, Adventures of the Most Well-Traveled Filipinos. All right, to our friends from the land down under, howdy mates, blokes and Sheilas. To our friends from the Philippines, isang magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. And to all our friends from all over the world, a pleasant day to all of you. Welcome to this very special book launching event. We all know that Filipinos are some of the world's most passionate globetrotters. What if a truly great traveler suddenly began chronicling the most inspired, exciting, wild, and heady adventures of the world's most well-traveled Filipino globetrotters? Our author has certainly answered that question with a resounding Galà. Galà is actually a Filipino word that means wandering around or traveling in faraway places. This book is no ordinary book. It's no ordinary travel book. It is a never-before-seen storybook celebrating the lives and exploits of 20 of the most illustrious Filipino vagabonds who have spent the best years of their lives in constant motion and discovery. From Tuvalu to Timbuktu, this spectacular anthology of anecdotes follows the breathtaking escapades of our best adventure seekers, many of whom emerged from exceedingly humble beginnings, yet through force of circumstance and sheer determination, were able to transform their lives beyond their wildest dreams. St. Augustine of Hippo once said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." My good friend Don Don, together with 19 other hardcore Filipino travelers who have circled our planet several times over, have certainly read this book from cover to cover with an anthology of exciting stories that will inspire you to hit the road once this pandemic is over. I guess I've already been giving you a bloody ear bashing, so I will just let the book's promotional video do the talking for me. So let's all watch the teaser trailer of Galà, Adventures of the Most Well-Traveled Filipinos. Well, I'm sure that the video has sparked your curiosity about the book already. So, allow me the honor of introducing the author. He was actually born in Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines, and moved to Metro Manila when he was in his teens under an academic scholarship grant. He's now an Australian citizen based in Melbourne. I first met him as a colleague in Junior Chamber International, a global network of young active citizens out to make a positive impact in our communities. Since then, he has already worn many hats: a leader, a project manager, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and of course, a renowned world traveler. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome none other than my very good friend, the inimitable Donalito Bales Jr. Don, you have the virtual floor.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Melbourne, Australia, and thank you for being here. I'm so excited for the official book launch of Galà, The Adventures of the Most Well-Traveled Filipinos. I'm so excited. This book has finally come to life. And so since it was launched 3 weeks ago, in the first week of September, we have been in media. And so thank you to a lot of our media friends who have featured us, from the Manila Times, the Philippine Times, Sulit.ph, the Diarist.ph, One Philippines, finally Filipino magazine, and recently the Philippine National Book Development Board has confirmed that we will be at the Philippine booth at the Frankfurt Book Fair, the biggest book fair in the world, this October. So I'm really excited. And so I'm so excited with this book launch because I will be joined by some of the people who are featured in the book. As a matter of fact, 12 of the other world travelers will be joining us today. And so really excited for this book launch. And thank you so much for being here, to all my friends and family, to the people who are curious about the book. I'll tell you a little secret about the book. The first one would be, at the back of the book, there is a QR code. If you scan that QR code with your phone, it will lead you to an information about the book, the backstory on why I made the book and how I came about creating the book. So I invite you to read through, the backstory by scanning through the QR code. So that's one little secret about the book. The other interesting thing about the book, for those of you who have a copy of it already, every page of the book has a travel code. So there's close to 400 travel codes in the book. Isn't that exciting? And so what's even more interesting is that every travel code of the book matches the page content of the book. So I really invite you to read it and get a copy right now. And so, yeah, thank you for being here in today's official book launch. And so I'm so excited to bring our friends here, some of the characters, the people featured in this book. So Reggie, let's invite some of our other world travelers into this forum right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Don. Now, before we proceed to our special guests, I would like to invite our viewers to post your comments or reactions on your social media platform with the hashtag Galà Book Launch. The one deemed to have the most creative comment will get an autographed copy of the Galà book at the end of the program. Isn't that great? So this shall be delivered right at your doorstep. No? So post those comments, questions, and reactions on your social media platform, and don't forget the hashtag Galà Book Launch. That will appear at the bottom of your screen. Now, this book is a celebration of a diverse group of 20 Filipinos hailing from different backgrounds who share a common passion for travel. Today, we are fortunate to have with us 12 of these illustrious travelers who took the time from their very busy schedules to sit on the VIP panel to give you a sneak peek of their wild adventures written in the book, and perhaps share some of their thoughts on world travel. So we're going to have 3 groups of 4 supposedly per panel. So it's going to be easier to manage. So I guess without further ado, we'll welcome our VIP guests. So I shall begin with our first panel composed of Raul and April. All right. So hello.
Hi.
Let me introduce our two VIP guests first. First off, we have Raul. He was born in Quezon City and grew up in Cebu, Philippines. Way back in 1990, he relocated to San Francisco and currently works as a statistical programmer and a biostatistics consultant. He already flew to 6 continents and 162 countries. And finally, we have April. She was born in Chicago, Illinois, but had a chance to visit her parents' hometown in Leyte, Philippines. She is a pharmacist and was able to roam 7 continents and 185 countries. Welcome, Raul and April.
And guess
of
what?
course-
We also have other world travelers with us, Attorney Jimmy and Rambi. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so let me introduce first Attorney Jimmy. Attorney Jimmy actually lives in Quezon City, Philippines, and is a lawyer and a very, very successful businessman. He already crossed 7 continents and 248 countries. And next we have Rambi, right? Rambi is he was born actually in Las Piñas, Philippines, and currently lives in Los Angeles, California, and is a member of the United States Air Force. He has covered 6 continents and 104 countries. So welcome everyone to our first batch of VIP guests on this first panel. So I would like to direct my question to all of you. First, what does it feel like to be one of the most well-traveled Filipinos? We'll probably start with Raul.
Sure. To be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised, and it's an honor and a privilege at the same time. Of course, when I was broached about this idea, I thought my experiences would fail in comparison with the rest of the world-renowned travelers. But I guess my experiences in travel have accumulated to get to 100 something countries. And like I said, it was a pleasant surprise at first, but then it's also humbling for me when I learned about the others' experiences, because I felt my experiences were mundane. But then again, achieving 100 countries is something.
Absolutely outstanding. It's not really mundane. It's actually a record-breaking feat. No? So let's go to April. April, you've roamed 7 continents and 185 countries. That's amazing. So how does it feel to be considered to be one of the most well-traveled Filipinos in the world?
It's quite an honor, and it's definitely humbling when you put it that way. It's not something that I actively think about, even though travel is always in my life. And it's especially more powerful knowing that there's very few women that have traveled to this many countries in the world, because a lot of them are rightfully so having families and spending their time on other important issues. And so to be one of the few women, and especially one of the few Filipino women, to do this is such an honor. It's such an honor, and I hope I inspire other people.
Yes, certainly. And the honor actually is ours to be able to meet such a well-traveled Filipina of your stature. So let's go to Attorney Jimmy. Attorney Jimmy, you are a book publisher, and you come from a family of well-known entrepreneurs. And I'm sure you've already read Don Don's masterpiece. What is your favorite part of the book and why?
Well, I did not have the privilege of, breezing through. I just breezed through the book, but I just felt that everything written about the, 20 contributors. Really, I gave focus on them, and and I'm honored to be considered as one of the contributors, and I'm thankful that I was firstly considered as the first Filipino to have traveled using only Philippine passports, something like that.
Yes,
And
yes, definitely.
yeah, and I did not realize that. I mean, it would reach this point in time that, in fact, I have been privileged to be holding office from the government, and although I'm a bit shy, I took the liberty of really announcing that this could really be the best book that was written about travel, and it
Thank you so much, attorney.
yes, yes, as highlighted, I think travel quotation gives inspiration and guidance, and to come up with travel quotation in its page really is highly exceptional, and it's really comparatively it's really the best book I have so far read about travel books.
Wow.
And
Coming from a book publisher of your stature, that's really a big statement. Kudos to you, Don Don.
Thank you so much. And I do have a question coming from the audience. So, I'll put it to anyone in the panel to answer this. And this question is coming from Mary Cavus. So the question is, does the book talk about responsible traveling? And have you considered carbon footprint when traveling these many countries?
Probably
So that's
we'll
a very interesting question.
yeah, we'll direct the question to Rambi, who has not been called yet. Rambi, would you have? And he works as a member of the United States Air Force, and having covered 6 continents and 104 countries during his travels. What can you say about the question, Sir Rambi?
Hi everyone. Regarding responsible travel, um, I've read the responses of my other members in this panel, and yes, we do talk about responsible traveling, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic when the travel industry has really um, not been the best. We've talked about things that we should do to remain safe and to continue our travels in a responsible way.
Wow, that's well said, Sir Rambi. And for many of us, actually, carbon footprint is a really growing issue already, given the environmental concerns that we have in the world right now. All right, so again, thank you very much for our esteemed guests, VIP guests on this first panel, and we'd really appreciate you being here and gracing this book launch. No? And so at this juncture, we like to want to get to know more about the book itself. Now that we've gotten to know more about our author and our first batch of VIPs on the panel, we'd like to get to know more about the book. So we'd like to invite you all together with our author by playing our short word wheel game. So Don Don, are you ready?
All right, I love games.
Okay.
Let's play. It's always good to play. So we're playing this Wheel of Names, right? And for those of you who've read the book or have a copy of the book already, there are different categories here from chapter 7 of the book, which is all the travel favorite places of our most well-traveled Filipinos. So what we'll do is, we'll spin the wheel, and based on where the arrow points, I'll talk a little bit about the topic. So fire ahead.
Okay, so how do we spin the wheel here? So probably we'd get our backstage people to spin the wheel for us.
There you go.
There we go.
I love this. I love games. This is good.
I love games too. All right, so
Artsy
we go to the
places.
top.
Artsy
Artsy
places.
places. Maybe we can invite our some of the members of our audience right now to type in what they in the comment section. What is the most artsy place that they've been to. Okay, so I invite you all to place your comments in the comment section in your social media platform. But before that, maybe we can ask our author, what's the most artsy place that you've ever been to?
Well, has to be top down Paris, and it's actually the number one in the book, page 282 in the book.
Cool.
The book actually lists the top 10 most artsy places in the world according to our survey within ourselves. And so Paris actually came up as number one. No surprise, the Louvre. There's a lot of beautiful museums to explore in that city. But there's also other cities actually also listed down. I'm not gonna reveal all of them. You actually have to read the book to find out what are the other 9 cities that are considered as the top artsy places in the world.
All right, so you've heard it first from our author. Having been the one of the most well-traveled Filipinos, he considers Paris as the top artsy place, and it is shared by many of his fellow travelers in the book. All right, so
just to add, I do see a comment from the viewers from Carrie. Yes, artsy place would be Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona comes in as number 2. So there you go.
Cool. Any other comments that you see here, Don?
Someone said Burning Man. Yes, Burning Man is one of the most creative places. I invite you to go there if there's an opportunity in the future post the pandemic. I've been there, and it's also featured in the book. So really great. I went there with April, who you met earlier. So really great experience. Really artsy, creative place.
How many times have you been to the Burning Man show?
I've only been once in the Burning Man in 2017, which I describe in the book. And I know April has been to Burning Man twice.
Wow. Yeah, I heard about it.
She describes in the book as well. So
outstanding. All right, so we'll probably want to spin the wheel one more time, and this is getting exciting.
Let's pick another category.
All right.
Spin the wheel, please. All right.
Next is the most exotic
exotic places.
Wow.
I love this.
Okay, so for our audience, type in your most exotic place that you've ever been to, and put your comments on the chat box in your social media platform. And with that, probably we'll ask the author, what's the most exotic place that you've been?
Yeah, well, the one I've been in is a place called Tanna Island in Vanuatu, and it's also it's one of the top 10 in the book. Why it's exotic for me? Because when I went there, there was no electricity, and I was living with the locals. And the most exciting part is I get to go to the crater of an active volcano, and
Wow.
I actually get to see lava flowing right in front of my face, and I describe it in the book. I've never seen anything like that up close. So yeah, that would be my most exotic place I've ever been. In the book, the number one exotic place that's also mentioned by my fellow travelers is the Easter Island. So
Wow. Easter
in the
Island.
middle of the Pacific. So that's also a very exotic place to be.
And probably for those of you who are wondering why Easter Island is the most exotic place judged by our travelers, you need to read the book. Maybe, Don, do you have any other comments from our audience there with regard to the exotic place?
Well, I'm not gonna spoil the other ones. You'll have to read the book and find out why it's exotic. And there's actually really a lot of interesting places to see. That even for me, I've traveled so many countries, and some places never fail to amaze me. And yeah.
Okay,
All
great.
right,
So.
well,
What does our audience have to say with regard to their opinions on the most exotic places that they've been to?
Well, I'm just seeing. I'm just looking at the feeds now. Someone mentioned, Meiti mentioned Talezang waterfall in Iran, and I know some of our travelers have been to Iran. Um, Anyone else wants to share a message of their most exotic places? Feel free to message in the chat.
All right. So, South Georgia, I think Denden Pilones mentioned South Georgia as one of the most exotic places. You see around 500,000 king penguins. Wow. That's
Definitely.
something that I've never seen before in my life. So, all right. So, let's. You want to play another game?
Yeah, one more. Let's do one more.
One more. All right.
And then we'll
So
call in
let's
our
play
friends
one more game,
for the next panel.
spin.
One more.
Yeah.
One more game. One more topic. All right. I was hoping that I would go to the favorite Philippines. What favorite Philippine destinations? What favorite cities in the world? This
Right.
one is really nice. Now, the book. It's interesting in the book because I talk about the favorite cities we want to visit, and I also there's also another section on favorite cities where we want to live, right? So I'm now living in my favorite city, which is in Melbourne, Australia, but I also have a favorite city which I want to visit. And so I'm now going to our favorite city in the world in page 277 for those of you who have the book. And guess what? Number one is, according to 35% of us, it's Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Wow.
So and I've been there. I love that city. And some of my fellow world travelers believe, they also love that city. So, and there's a lot of there's some commentary about the experiences in Buenos Aires in the book. So I invite you to check it out.
Great. And what does our audience have to say about the top cities in their preference? Do you have the list?
Someone said New Zealand. Okay, which city in New Zealand, Kurt? Mine would be Queenstown. I love Queenstown in New Zealand for sure. Sydney, Prague. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful cities in the world. It's a beautiful place. San Francisco, very diverse. There we go. All right. Well, I invite you to, share your favorite city. I'm really curious, and I'm sure our fellow travelers and the viewers are also interested on what are the other favorite cities, to check out. And hopefully, after the pandemic, we can all travel to the cities. But I'm so excited now, Reggie, because I think we have some of my other world traveler friends ready for our second panel.
Okay, so that was really a fun game, and I look forward to working on another game later on in the program. So before we proceed to our second batch of VIPs, I would like once again to remind our viewers to post your comments or reactions on your social media platform with the hashtag Galà Book Launch. Remember that, Galà Book Launch. So I'd like to remind everyone that the one who was deemed to have the most creative comments will get to have an autographed version of the book to be delivered right at your doorstep. All right, so at this point, let's proceed with our second group of panelists composed of Odette, Kit, and Catch. All right, hello everyone. Okay, we also have Ivan with us on this second panel. So,
awesome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Don.
Congratulations. So much. So excited.
Okay, so first, we would like to introduce Odette. Odette was born in Quiapo, Manila. And in 1971, she migrated to the United States. She is currently based in Los Angeles, California, and is a former systems analyst. And for everyone's information, Odette has distinguished herself as the most well-traveled Filipino in the world, having traveled 7 continents and 295 countries. Congratulations, Miss Odette. You have that distinction. Okay, second, we have Catch. She hails from Herceg Novi, Montenegro, and is a travel blogger. She has wandered to 7 continents and 168 countries. Now, following Catch is, of course, Kit. Kit actually grew up in Metro Manila, Philippines, and moved with his family 28 years ago to Toronto, Canada. He is a producer and a filmmaker. He has carried 5 continents and 132 countries. And finally, we have Ivan. Ivan is from Metro Manila, Philippines, and is a multi-awarded educator and a travel blogger. I remember when he was conferred the TOYM for the Outstanding Young Men Awards, no? Because I'm a member of JCI Philippines during that time. So he has also embarked on 6 continents and traversed 108 countries. So welcome to our esteemed set of panelists for this day, for this morning. So I would first like to throw the question to any one of you, having probably presumably read the book. What can our readers expect from the book? Anyone? Probably we'll start with Catch.
Sorry, I can't hear properly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, like as a travel blogger myself, like the book is very inspirational. Like you'll for Filipinos, it's not very common for us to travel around the world. But then listening to different stories of these different Filipinos is very inspiring for younger generation. So congratulations, Kuya Don, for publishing this one.
Oh, okay. Congratulations to Catch for
Thanks,
being
Catch.
part of the book. And let's move on to Ivan. Ivan, since you all technically contributed to this book by being one of the co-authors, no? So how was it like for you to work with Don on this endeavor? What would this like to you to collaborate with Don on this book?
I mean, again. Hello to everyone. It's a really good initiative, and Don has been bringing everyone together. I really give Don credit for that. To actually find Filipinos who have been traveling to many countries around the world, it's not an easy feat. So and to meet actual Filipino travelers as well, it's a very enriching experience. As Catch mentioned, it's very difficult for us to be traveling around the world, especially if you're only on a Filipino passport, no? So it's the book actually inspires people and tells them na pwede pala, we can travel around the world even if we're on a Filipino passport. There are ways for us to experience, different countries. So that's really what I like about working with Don on here in the book. You get to learn a lot of things about how Filipinos are able to travel.
Wow, great! And we share your sentiments on that book, and many of us actually look forward to receiving a copy of that book once we order from our favorite online bookstore. Okay, so Kit,
Thanks, Ivan.
let me ask you this question. You presumably read Don's first published work. What is your
Right.
favorite part of the book and why?
Well, everything that pertains about me. No, I'm just kidding. What I like about the book is the fact that it is. What I like the most about the book is that it's organized in different categories. So here's the thing: like it's very easy to compartmentalize a lot of things about travel, right? What's your favorite place? What's your favorite city? What's your favorite festival? However, when you combine that with other people, what I like about the book is how it just mixes it all together and it all flows very well. So you have one answer from, let's say, someone like Don segueing into a similar answer, a different answer, but a similar experience to, let's say, someone like Riza. So that's what I like about the book is like everyone has their own personal experience. Everyone has a very unique answer, but it's more or less the same kind of experience because it's all inspiring and it's all about the spirit of adventure. So that's what it is. It's all positive. It's all positive too. That's what I like about it.
Great, great. And I agree with you on that because traveling is the thrill of exploring new places and starting for new destinations is a universal, a desire for everyone to have. And you guys have the opportunity, at least have had the opportunity to go around not just once, but several times all over. And we really share that excitement. And perhaps the book will most definitely capture the in words and in pictures, probably capture that sense of excitement as if you were traveling there for the first time. So and we really look forward to, at least our audience would really want to have that copy of the book, especially after you guys have already given your comments about it, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of our audience, Reggie, we do have some questions for the panel. There's a question from Casey Zhang, and the question is, how did traveling the world change your outlook in life?
We'll probably ask that question to direct that question to Catch. Maybe.
Okay.
I
actually get nervous why I'm being asked first. Like, can be okay. So,
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
like, actually, for me personally, when I started traveling, I was like 20 years old when I left the Philippines, and it was to go to the Middle East, as like what other Filipinos are doing. And how did traveling the world change my outlook in life? It's just like, before I left the Philippines, people would often say that, oh, it's dangerous out there, be careful, don't talk to stranger and do like that, blah, blah. But then you'd realize that there's so many kind people, and there's still goodness in this, in the world. Like, when I met an accident abroad, that's when you realize that why wait like for the future to do something that you want to do or passionate about? Why not now? Because like life is short.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a truism that we all had to adhere to. Life is definitely short, especially now in the conditions of this worldwide pandemic. So, how about you, Ivan? How does traveling changed you?
I mean, the world is a really huge community, and there are so many different cultures to meet, to experience, to immerse in. And when you get to visit a new country, when you get to visit a different city, and see different lifestyles, it really introduces another aspect of the world that broadens your horizon as an individual. No. Despite the fact that it's very challenging for us, especially in the Philippines, to live and travel. Alam mo naman, we're not like Western countries where they have very long vacation periods. No, for us, it's that's why every time I get that opportunity to live and explore a new country, I always look at it as an opportunity to really learn about everything that's around us, because there's just so much to learn. There's just so much to see, and there are endless possibilities. In fact, even the most traveled person would not have been able to visit all corners of the world. There's just so much to discover, and so much to how do I say it, inspire us as people.
Yeah, and we're really inspired by the travels that you've done all of these past years, that all of us can just dream about, no? And finally,
I have a question for Kit. There's another
Kit,
audience
yes.
question.
Sure.
This one, I think, from Kurt Suleiman. What's more important to you when you travel? Comfort and relaxation, or stimulating new experiences?
Well, that's very, very easy. Well, basically, if you travel for comfort, then I know a lot of people travel for comfort, but that's not me. So I travel to be stimulated. I travel to feel discomfort, right? Because that's like one thing I like about traveling is it kicks you out of your comfort zone, right? And that's why I think that travel is exciting, is because you're never bored. Like, I'm not the type of person who likes being in a beach for longer than one day. I know some people like doing that, but for me, let's say I go to a place like Cuba, I ignore the beach and I go into the cities, I go into the villages because I like being challenged, I like being uncomfortable, I like eating food that some people would not normally eat or something that I've never tried before. I like trying things. I like speaking with people who I cannot communicate with in their language. I like that. That's what I like about travel. And that's why I choose countries which are probably like not on everyone's bucket lists. That's why I like places like Syria or Yemen or Colombia, and that's why I want to go to Iran. I still haven't been. I want to go to Afghanistan. I want to go to those places. I want to go to Mongolia, and because those places for me are far from what you would call comfortable countries.
Wow.
That's a great answer. Thanks, thanks, Kip. And thanks everyone for joining this book launch. I really appreciate you coming here. And I think, Reggie, it's time for another game, isn't it?
Yes, yes, definitely. First of all, thank you very much for our second batch of panelists. You've easily, illuminated many of us with your experiences in travel. So thank you very much for being with us and gracing our book launch for this morning. So before we proceed to our third and last group of panelists, we are going to play another word wheel. So this time we're going to go to chapter 8 of the book, which tell us some of our favorite travel experiences. And I'm sure our author would have a mouthful to say about this. So let's spin the wheel.
This is one of my favorite chapters of the book. This is like the favorite travel experiences, and I am an experienced connoisseur. I love experiencing the world. And
Great.
so, what is this? Memorable party destinations.
Wow. So, wow. I'm sure in the course of your travels, you've partied a lot in many of these places. And again, I would like to invite our audience to type in their comments. What is, in your opinion, the most memorable party destination that you've been worldwide? So for that matter, we'll ask our author. Don, what's your favorite travel party destination?
Right. Well, there's a lot of parties I have been during my world travel. One of the biggest highlight for me is going through the carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And no surprise, it's actually number one in the book as well with my fellow world travelers. The comment here is Brazil. They are party animals. So like, I was just amazing. The costumes, the parties, the beach. That's definitely one of the biggest party that I've been in. The other big parties I've been in was the full moon party in Koh Phangan in Thailand. And that was there was the full moon party that also happened to be the New Year's Eve party. So that was also very big. And there's also a lot of, in the book, it also mentions of other countries and destinations where you can find these parties. So I'm now going to reveal them. So there's Spain, of course, there's Ibiza, the party place, Gran Canaria, Tenerife. Those are really beautiful destinations to chill out and party. And there's Greece in Mykonos. That's also a really good party place. Berlin in Germany. That's also one of the party places here. Budapest in Hungary. Belgrade in Serbia. I love getting drunk in Serbia. So Amsterdam in Netherlands. And I already mentioned Koh Phangan and Bangkok in Thailand. And then the USA, you've got Las Vegas, South Beach in Miami. And the 10th one here is Caye Caulker in Belize. This is a really nice chill out place. One of Riza's favorite party place. So those are, would be my recommended places to party. And hopefully we can do that after the pandemic is over. So really looking forward to that time again.
Wow, you mentioned all of these fun party places, and we're really excited to go to these places. But first, we'll probably want to read the book to be able to really get a feel of what the party atmosphere is like in those countries. I'm sure they're very different. And with that said, maybe Don, do you have any probably comments from our readers with regards to their opinions on the party places they've been to?
Yeah, I wonder. There is one here from Den, party destination Sing Sing Festival in Papua New Guinea. Not for the faint of heart. Really immersed myself here. Yeah, there's a lot of costumes, face paints. I actually haven't been to the Sing Sing Festival, but I did visit Papua New Guinea. It just didn't coincide during that time. But yeah, definitely read about that. And who else have other party places? Any other party place suggestions from the viewers? Melbourne. Well, for those of you who are in Melbourne, let's go and party at the secret bars here in Melbourne. It's known for some of the secret bars. You actually need to know where the parties are and discover it. So
Yeah,
that's one of the.
I'm sure you would know. So whenever we do get the chance to go to Melbourne, we'll probably enjoy all these secret party places that you've been to.
And also, I just saw Judel said Barcelona. Yeah, that's a really good party place. And Carrie just mentioned Black Rock City. And for those of you who don't know where Black Rock City is, it is the city that gets created for the purpose of Burning Man. I've actually went to Carrie and April together at Burning Man. So hi, Carrie, and thanks for reminding me that it is definitely one of the biggest party places in the planet.
All right. So any other comments, Don, from our viewers?
There is La Boracay, Sinulog, Las Vegas. Of course, there's a lot of really wanted to know, yeah, where can we party after the pandemic, right? But let's have another go with the wheel of names and see what other categories and experiences you might want to explore.
All right, so let's spin that wheel.
All right, let's go back to the wheel and see what's our next category. Okay, let's do another favorite celebration part. It's very similar to the previous one. Let's spin it again.
Okay, spin a win.
Spin a win. What is this? Favorite world festivals.
Oh, it's really a party place, huh?
Yeah, so in the book, I've actually put in page 302. There is the top 10 favorites from among us, right? And as I mentioned, Carnival came as number 1, and you've got Oktoberfest in Munich, in Germany. There's the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. There's the Philippine Visayas festivals like the Ati-Atihan, Sinulog, which was also in the viewer's comment. There's Burning Man. They're just among the top 5. But what's really interesting in the book is I also managed to compile not just the top 10, but there's actually a part in the book, and this is a very useful guide. If you can see it here. I've compiled at least some of the top 30 or 20 or 30 highly recommended world festivals and events that happen all year round throughout the world. And, I can use this as a checklist and say, oh, have I been to the Day of the Sun in North Korea? Or have I been to the Songkran Festival in Thailand? Right? So this is a really good guide. You can use this as a checklist in the book, when we're able to travel again to see, which travel experiences and festivals and events, I can schedule. I've been to the Tomatina in Spain where people throw tomatoes at each other. I've been, there's the running of the bulls in Spain as well. There's just so many festivals in the world. And so this particular page, nicely summarizes it for you so you can have some guide and plan your future travel. So there you go. So really interesting place. And, yeah.
Maybe our audience would have their own opinions and comments on the festivals that they've been to. Do you have them on?
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the comments now. So Matey, yeah, I did mention Rio Carnival. It is like the top one I mentioned earlier, but also in Brazil during that time, there's the carnival in Salvador de Bahia. Yeah, so some of our travelers also went there, and it's also mentioned in the book. That's also one of those great events, festivals to visit. So very interesting. There's the oh, this is interesting. Tikan Terakan in Pampanga. There you go. I
Pampanga.
haven't been there yet, but that's in the Tik and Terakan event. So yeah, keep on feeding in your comments around favorite festivals and events that you would highly suggest.
Wow,
All
this
right,
is
how
very
about we do one more round, one more game, one more spin the
yeah.
wheel
Sure.
game, and
Let's.
then I think we will have our third panel ready at the end. All right, all right. The
Then we have
World
the favorite
Music
world music.
Festival.
Wow, that's something else. So, what is your favorite world music, Don Don?
You know what? I really want to go. I haven't been yet, but I've been watching it on television. I wanted to visit the country that's hosting the Eurovision. So for those of
Eurovision.
you who don't know, the Eurovision, it's a song competition, and uh, countries in Europe and even Australia now actually get to vote for their favorite country. And it's hosted typically in the winning country from the previous year. And so I really want to be in the vibe and the spirit of a Eurovision event in the future. So that's one mentioned in the book. And some of the other favorite music festivals that's in in the book here, it mentions about Tomorrowland in Belgium. There's the Glastonbury Festival in England. There's the Coachella in the US. And I know some of the folks in our have been to Coachella. And there's the Jakarta Warehouse Project in Indonesia. And then of course there's the Eurovision. And you know what? I'm really keen that after this pandemic, there will come a time that we can go back and be in big concerts once again, right? Like it's just so it's something that we're wanting and yearning for now, having been in lockdown. I'm in lockdown at the moment here in Melbourne, and I'm really look forward to the day that I can actually go to a concert again with so many people and be in a stage with with some really great musicians and singers and DJs. I remember one time, let me tell you one story that I put in the book. I was in Switzerland for the street parade, and the street parade is one of the biggest street parade parties, music parties in the world. It happens in August. And during that time, I actually attended the concert of David Guetta. And one of the most exciting time for me was I was actually in front of the stage, in the middle of the stage, in front of David Guetta, and then that was just so unbelievable, just to be in that space. And I really look forward to a time like that in the future where we can do that once again. So there you go.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic, and I share your sentiments that hopefully after this pandemic, many of us will be able to have the opportunity of going out and exploring the world once again. And with that, do you have any other comments from our viewers, Don?
Oh, all right. Just scrolling now. So there's there's a lot of the comments are still on the festivals as well from the previous question, right? There's the Arirang Festival in Yongyang, the Songkran Festival in Thailand, and then all right, Sinulog is so colorful. Yep. And in terms of music as well, there's different types of music. Someone mentioned here their favorite music, original Filipino music, OPM. Definitely, that is one of the interesting times. So right now, we are still waiting for our final guests panel to join us. So what we can do right now is, how about let's share with the people. I've prepared a video of my travels, and so in chapter in part two, right? In part two of the book, we talk about different experiences. We have, scary adventures, most adventure stories, scary stories, inspiring stories, memorable stories, and they are all anchored on the different places that we've been in. And so a lot of our guests today, we've been in more than 100 countries and territories. And so I'd like to share this video with our viewers. This covers 100 United Nations countries that I visited in, and some of my fellow world travelers have been in there as well. And I just hope that this video will instill a sense of inspiration for you and a sense of memory for us who've been there of what a beautiful world that we live in. And so I'm going to now pause and let our viewers view this wonderful video that says, "Where in the world is Donalito?" So let's get ready for that video.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go.
So in that video,
got that smile upon my face, 'cause there's excitement in the chase, this I know. Yeah, I'm going for the ride and find myself, I am alive, and I soar. Still I run toward the wind and let the challenge draw me in, 'cause I want more. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 Oh, wake up heart and wake up mind, and see the world is yours to find. And with every passing day there's more, calling you out to explore. Get up and go. There is joy found in the race, and I feel it in the place where I'm free. And I simply can't deny it, that I feel adventure calling out to me. Yeah, we are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all looking for And I'm living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be. Living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be. I'm living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be free, meant to be free. Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Got that smile upon my face, 'cause there's excitement in the chase, this I know. Yeah, I'm going for the ride and find myself, I am alive, and I soar. Still I run toward the wind and let the challenge draw me in, 'cause I want more. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure. all looking for adventure. We are 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 all looking for And I'm living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be. Living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be. I'm living free, living free, living free, and I was meant to be free. Meant to be free.
I know. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching that video, and I hope you got inspired watching 100 countries and territories. Well, that was 100 UN countries, but yeah, I hope that gives you a sense of what you can expect from the book. And yeah, it's always interesting to look at pictures and videos of our travels.
Yes. And yeah, on that note, I'd like to it's really an exciting and memorable journey it has been for you, and I hope that your travel adventures have somehow planted this desire for you to go out and inspire you to not only you but all of us to explore the world as you did once this pandemic is over. And for the information of our viewers, in 2011, our author decided to take a 20-month sabbatical from his work and traveled around 75 countries and territories, crisscrossing 7 continents and circumnavigating around the globe. And when he came back to work in late 2013, he got assigned overseas for work for over a year, living in the US, UK, China, Philippines, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, where he got to circumnavigate the world a second time. So, we all know that an idiom, the idiom that a picture is worth 1,000 words, rings true in all our Filipino world travelers. And your video has just demonstrated to all of us that you can just imagine, if a picture can tell 1,000 words, just imagine how hundreds of pictures that you've shown in this video can tell a very, very colorful story and inspire us to go out of the world and see for us what it is to explore the world. So what are your thoughts, Don, on this?
Well, you know what? I really need some help around that. I'm really interested to get answers from my fellow travelers. So I know I'd like to invite our other world travelers to join me as we answer that question with you. So how about let's call in Jasmine, Odette, and Louisa. So some of the other people featured in the book to join us they're joining us from the United States. So hi everybody. Hi Jazz. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Louisa. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
All right. So first of all, I'd like to introduce first of all, welcome our VIP guests for this panel. And we'd like to introduce our esteemed members of the panel. First, we have Jazz. She originally hails from Manila, Philippines, and is now a resident of Tarzana, California, and is a retirement home business owner. She was able to cover 6 continents and 128 countries. No, and then next we have Luisa. No, she was born in Dulag, grew up in Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines, before moving to the United States way back in 1967 through a student exchange program. She currently lives in Miami, Florida, and is a former medical technologist and is currently a travel advisor. She has journeyed to around 7 continents and 223 countries. And of course, Odette, whom we introduced earlier, she was born in Quiapo, Manila, and in 1971, she migrated to the United States. She's currently based in Los Angeles, California, and is a former systems analyst. So for everyone's information, Odette is the most well-traveled Filipino. She has this distinction of being the most well-traveled Filipino in the world, having traveled to 7 continents and 295 countries. So welcome, the 3 of you, and we were honored to have you on the panel. So I'd probably like to throw the question first to Miss Jazz. What can our readers expect from Don Don's book, being part of one of the most well-traveled Filipinos featured in this compendium?
Well, you have all the experiences of the most traveled Filipinos all over the world. Not only the fun things, but also the scary part of travel. It's not always fun. There are scary parts too. And then getting in and out of countries, immigration problems, all that kind of stuff. What you're supposed to look out for, what you have to watch out for, what you have to prepare for. Especially now we have COVID, there are more paperwork required of you.
Okay, and now it's very difficult right now to travel, and the release of this book is actually very timely, so that even if we cannot physically experience the highs and lows of traveling, this book will definitely be at least a replacement of that experience when readers would want to really get to know what it is really, how it is traveling, and the experiences and the adventures that you have in traveling. No? Then probably we go to Luisa. Luisa, what in your experience, what having read the book, what can our readers expect from that book?
They have to go and explore and travel and see, without any hesitation, and make their dream come true.
Okay, and your dreams have definitely rang true by being having explored the world, and it's definitely everyone of traveling the world is really everyone on each one's bucket list, no? And let's go to Miss Odette. Miss Odette, having been the most well-traveled Filipino, having had that distinction, what key messages do you think you would like to leave to aspiring world travelers like yourselves?
Yeah. Now is the time to read the book. Mm-hmm. They will find out that if you can dream it, you can do it. And before, my favorite class subject was geography, and my favorite magazine, and still is, National Geographic. Yes, everybody can travel, even to the Jupiter. If not now, when will you do it? So I suggest you read page 28 of the book and page 130 of the book. It will all tell you the pleasure of discovery, and mastering the unknown will motivate you. That's what Don Don said. There are many, many social clubs. You don't have to spend so much money. For example, every passport stamp, National Park Travelers. You can join that and just please read the book. Don put so much time, and I really admire, because from that book you can really learn what to do next. Thank you.
Wow,
Hey,
what
Reggie.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, Tita Odette. That was really nice. You know what?
Yes.
We have another person who I'd love to join into the panel right now. And another person, world traveler in the book, Riza Rasco, who's streaming live from Oman. So, hey, Riza, thanks for joining us all the way from Oman.
Hey guys.
Glad to have you join us, Miss Riza. Now, for me to give a short introduction to Riza, she hails from Los Baños and currently lives. She lives in the town of Bay, which is actually only a 20-minute drive from her hometown. She is a bioengineer, an intellectual property management professional, and a social entrepreneur. She was able to explore 6 continents and 224 countries. So, welcome, Riza, to our panel and all the way from Oman. No? So, thank you very much for joining us and gracing our book launch for this morning.
Thank you, Reggie.
Riza,
hello, Don, and everyone
hi.
else.
I have a question for you from the viewers. So there's a question from Yosh Demon, which I think will be good for you, Riza, to answer. The question
Okay.
is, out of the countless travel experiences, what's your single most unforgettable moment?
Oh my God, that's such a difficult question. Really, it is. One unforgettable moment.
There's a lot, right? That's why
I
that's what
know.
makes it difficult.
I know. I think in general, visiting off the beaten path places, war-torn places, even places in active war. Those are really, really very special experiences, and quite unforgettable. To visit all the places like Libya, Afghanistan, Somalia, Syria, all these nations in active war, you realize that although they are all in active war, the experience is different. The way they handle the war internally is different from in different countries in these different nations. So that to me is unforgettable. Being able to be put in to have that experience of what it feels like to be visiting a country at war.
Wow. And that's really something that very, very few Filipinos, for that matter, will get to experience. And with that kind of atmosphere, it has you have a very unique perspective on how things go around. So, Don, maybe do you have any other questions from our
Yeah.
audience?
There's a question from Rolmar. This will be a good one for Odette. The question is, which country that you haven't traveled yet that is definitely your must place to go next for Odette? From Rolmar, that was yeah.
Yeah, before the pandemic, I was scheduled to go to Sudan. I have the visa and everything, to Chad and Central Republic. I have the visa, but it happened, the pandemic. And so I want to see the Miro pyramids, and the outback of Central African Republic. They said there's a war, there's conflict everywhere, but I saw on Facebook post that you can go, but uh, it's closed now. But I want to add, Don, that in your book,
Yep.
Badong Kasipit, he was really, I was really attracted to his experience where he touched the lion tail. he entered the cage of the lion, and the trainer did not allow him, but he insisted. And so he touched the lion's tail, and he's still alive. So kudos to Badong. Okay, that's on page 130. Please read the book.
What a plug.
Love it. That's really
well,
good.
definitely. After hearing your exploits, your stories, a lot from our world travelers like you, I'm sure that our audience will be looking forward, raring to get hold of a copy of that book.
Yeah.
So, Don, maybe any other questions?
There are, and you might be seeing me typing here because I'm responding to a number of viewers commenting. And keep your comments in. There's a question here from Kurt. What's the worst piece of travel advice you've received? So maybe something for Louisa. What's the worst piece of travel advice you've received? Because I know, Louisa, you're a travel advisor, but it will be interesting to know what advice you've received that has been the worst piece of advice.
Most of them, when you go to this country that are, like Risa mentioned, people said, you're crazy. You're going to these war places, And I said, no, it's okay. People there might be war, but it's still, okay to travel. There are some people that I know who's been there and came back alive. So anywhere you go, and even if you are in this country, and if it's your time to go, it can happen, So I advise them to, just go and travel and don't be afraid.
All right.
Wow. So with that, any other comments that I'm sure a lot of our viewers are asking questions for these panels to our members of the panel.
I know. Who wants to answer this question from Kurt? Is it really true that there is a Filipino in every corner of the world?
Yes.
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 A resounding yes.
Even in Svalbard, the North Archipelago. Yes.
Even in Folk Island, where there are 10,000 penguins and only 600 Filipinos.
Wow. Well,
wow.
Thank you so much. There's still a number of questions, but unfortunately, we're gonna run out of time because there's another show in the channel that's coming in. But I'd like to thank you guys, to my fellow world travelers, for joining me in this book launch today. Really special day, and thank you so much for being part of the book.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much to all our VIPs. And wow, what an exciting and memorable session that we've had for today. And for our audience, I'd like to remind you, to keep your comments and reactions coming on your social media platform with the hashtag Galà book launch. Remember, at the end of this program, which is about forthcoming already, the one deemed to have the most creative comment will get to have an autographed version of the book to be delivered right at your doorstep. So the lucky participant will be announced at the end of this program, and we only have a few minutes left for this. So we still have time. They still have time for you to do so. So keep those comments coming. So, this has been an extraordinary session, and it is really the first time for me to MC, to moderate this kind of book launch. And I hope that the travel adventures that all of our guests have had have somehow planted this desire for us to go out and inspire you not only to buy the book, but also to explore the world as it is once this pandemic is over. So we've come to the conclusion of this book launch. May we now again invite the man of the hour to render your concluding remarks to all of us for this for this morning here in Manila, and make some important announcements. So Don, you have the virtual floor.
Awesome. So I would like to make some really important announcements that will be interesting for our viewers. So first of all, we've been getting feedback with the ebook format, that the one that's currently available in Kindle, that the text is small and not readable. And there was a reason for that, because the original design of the ebook was that it was not reflowable. But we're going to make a change on that, and starting in, after the weekend, anyone who purchases a copy of the ebook will now have the new version, which is a reflowable version in Kindle. So that's the good news. For those of you who love the old format, you can still do that, this weekend, up until this weekend. And then after that, there's a new format starting on Monday, and there will be an increase in the book price for that. And the other one is, all the proceeds from the ebook sales will be donated to the Philippine Global Explorers. So the Philippine Global Explorers is a community, a not-for-profit travel community that would like to instill, to support the communities in the Philippines through education, through international relations. So this is one way of us giving back to that. And for those of you who have traveled more than 20 countries, or even 20 countries, I invite you to join our club of Philippine Travel Explorers. And there you will meet all my fellow travelers who you met earlier in the show. So that's a really good way, feel free to join our club at the Philippine Global Explorers. And then also, after today's book launch, just wanted to announce that the paperback will have, Amazon will increase the price point of the paperback price. So I invite you, if you haven't got a copy of this book yet, do it today, because tomorrow there'll be a price increase. So there you go. I'd like to invite you to do that today. If you're in the US, in Australia, in Spain, Italy, and France, and Japan, you can actually order it from the Amazon respective sites. Now, for those of you in the Philippines, I understand that it could be difficult to get the book ordered in America and get it shipped to the Philippines. It becomes more expensive and logistically difficult. So I have some good news for you. I'm currently working with X Bookstore, and over the next few weeks, we will make the Galà book available in the Philippines through the Rex, bookstore network of bookstores nationwide in the Philippines, and will be available through the Rex e-bookstore. So I'm really excited for that. It will become more accessible, more available in the Philippines. So that's a really good news. And another surprise for everyone, I am in the process of making a hard bound copy with color, available in the next few weeks, just before Christmas, and it will become available through Amazon. So you can purchase a hard bound colored copy of the book, that could be a coffee table book. So watch out for that. So if you want to know more, you want to be the first to know the updates of when it will be available in the Philippines through Rex Bookstore, or when the hardbound copy will be available in Amazon, I invite you to join the mailing list of Explore Next Level. You will be the first to know when these books will be available for you. So I invite you to join the mailing list of Explore Next Level. So that is pretty much my announcements. And so I think we're ready to do our reveal of our lucky viewer. And after that, I'd like to take some time to thank everyone who was part of the show today. So
All
are we
right.
ready for our big reveal? And, I was looking through the comments in the Facebook feed. So thank you so much for all of you who've asked your questions and put your comments. And so I'm really moved and touched. And I've selected this person because I thought it was really engaging, on the comments that this person did through the field, really engaging. So I'm really proud to announce now the lucky viewer who will receive an autographed copy of my book. And I think this person, I actually don't know this person, we don't know each other personally. And I believe he hails from Baguio City in the Philippines. And our lucky viewer is, drum roll, his name is Denden Pilones. Congratulations,
Wow.
Denden.
Congratulations, Denden.
I'll be gifting an autographed copy of my book, and I'll get it, couriered to you all the way from Melbourne, Australia to Baguio City, Philippines. I believe you are in the Philippines. So thank you for joining us in this show, and thank you everybody for being part of this show. And I want to take this last few moments to thank a lot of people who put this show together, as well as the people in the book. So first of all, thank you to the TNC crew, the new channel crew, for making this memorable book launch for me. Thank you to Jacob Rotfield for the PR promotion for the book. Thank you to Rolmar Baldonado, who's helped with the beautiful videos you've seen earlier. Thank you so much to Reggie Yu for being our host today, and also for being the editor of the book. So thankful for you. Thank you for all my guests, for my VIP guests who've joined today's show. And of course, this show won't be possible for all of you viewers, my friends, my family, fans who've joined today's show to watch the official book launch of Galà, Adventures of the Most Well-Traveled Filipinos. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
All right. Thank you very much, Don, and congratulations for this very, very successful virtual book launch. And on that note, we formally conclude this session's virtual book launching of the Galà, Adventures of the Most Well-Traveled Filipinos. Now, we thank you all for taking the time to grace this launch and for your very presence. It really made it all the more special. I would also like to extend my appreciation to our 10 VIPs, Odette, Jazz, Luisa, April, Raul, Rambi, Kit, Attorney Jimmy, Cash, and Ivan, who have so graciously taken the time off from their very busy schedules to be with us this morning and to gamely answer some of the audience's questions. So this launch will definitely not be the same without you. And for those of you who would still want to get a copy of this unique book, they are available on the online shopping app Amazon, as well as the other shopping apps that are currently out there in the market. So once again, this concludes this special book launch. Friends, this has been your host, Reggie Yu. And as the Aussies say, cheerio and good day. Thank you very much.